I think we all have dealt with some confidence issues at some point in times in our lives. And I know me personally, with being on camera all the time, always putting myself out there to the world, I have definitely felt a lot of different things over the years when it comes to confidence. And so I wanted to have a conversation about what are some of the things that I do to build my confidence that has given me the confidence to show up on video and different seasons of my life when things are not looking well, not going well, and I'm not feeling well, and how you can do the same. So welcome back to another episode of the Keenya Kelly podcast, where we talk about all things life, business, health, therapy, all the things. Today, we are having a conversation all about confidence. Now, you did hear in the intro where I was talking about one of our new sponsors of the show. They're called Go High Level, and they're actually a software company that helps me to run my business through and through. And so if you've got questions about what you heard in the intro, and if you are someone that needs help with email marketing, chatbot, text messaging, and all the things to run an online business, be sure to reach out. I would love to chat with you to see how you may be able to use Go High Level for your business. But we're going to be talking about confidence issues. And the funny thing is that I put down to talk about this, and a couple days later or a day later, whatever, I was scrolling on Facebook, and Facebook showed me my Facebook memories. And memories will show you that day many years ago or to present. And as I kept scrolling, I kept seeing my teeth. I kept seeing when I lived in Redding, California, and I was darker than I've ever been because the sun is just beaming there. My teeth were just sitting in all types of places, and how I was still showing up on video. I looked at videos and images of myself when my hair was shorter, when I was battling depression after going through divorce, when I was skinnier than I am now. And I just kept seeing me just show up on camera, right? And when I thought about today, I said, okay, what is different? I'm like, well, I've gained a whole lot more weight. My stomach is sitting out in a way that is never set out. I'm heavier than I have ever been in my entire life. Thank God I had Invisalign to get my teeth straight. My color has turned back to normal since moving away from Redding, and nothing is perfect, right? But here I am still sitting here looking into the camera on this microphone, talking to you. You may be watching me or listening to me, and I'm still here showing up. And so I wanted to dial back to myself and where in the world all this stuff kind of comes from. And then how I feel like that we could continue to go on this journey together of building confidence. Okay. And so I'm specifically talking about building confidence because you've got some dreams, some goals, and what have you. And in order for you to go after those dreams, in order for you to believe in yourself, you've got to get from wherever you are emotionally or whatever to a level of some type of confidence to get started. Right. So let's back up. So I turned 43 recently on June 23rd. Happy birthday to me. If you're watching or listening to this and you want to bless me, send me a $10 Chipotle gift card. Like, that is one of the number one ways to be a blessing to me because I love Chipotle. Or you can send me a $20 gift card to PetSmart because I got cats and they're expensive. It is what it is. I'm just saying, it is what it is. You have not if you ask not. So now that you heard me say Chipotle or PetSmart, I would love to start getting those in my email. My email is Keenya@KenyaKelly.com. If you want to send me an e-gift certificate, I'd take them. Okay. Because somebody recently just sent me a $50 one to Chip Chipotle, so I'll take it. Anyway, I'm just saying. Okay. So for me, growing up, I don't ever remember hearing my mother say, "You can do this. You're amazing. You're going to do great." I'm not saying she didn't say it. I'm saying I don't remember it. I don't ever remember hearing my father say any of those things, ever. The only people that I really remember is, what was his name? My English teacher, who didn't really believe in me, but I was disruptive to the class because I read slow. He put me in one of the slower classes. And Miss Phillips, she was the first person and only person that ever made me feel like I could be great, because she got me into reading books and into competitions with books, And that's the first person I ever remember believing in me and encouraging me, you know? And then I remember when I was in college and I got recruited into network marketing, and my mentor at the time, his name was Bobby Diggs, and he was almost the same age as me. And he was on this journey of becoming a great leader. And I was rising the ranks with him of becoming a leader. And he was one of the very first people that encouraged me and believed in me. I then got one of his mentors, Valika Brown. And then I got one of her mentors, Mike Humes, Darnell Self, and all these people along the way started being these people that were telling me you can do it. Now, it's important to know that at the time I was 21 years old. I was in college. I was on the journey of just being a C student, graduating, and getting my degree in communication. That's what I was doing. But I got recruited into network marketing. And in network marketing, one of the things they strongly encourage is personal development. They strongly encourage you to read books. And at the time, it was listen to CDs, not watching TV, and just focusing on personal development. And I got into it and I started to become addicted to it, to growing and to becoming. And one of the things that started to happen was I started to build a team. And as I started to build a team, I started to realize that really quickly, I was not a great leader. I did not know how to lead a team. And so I was forced to become a leader and learn and grow and evolve. Look, it took a long time and I still wasn't perfect by the time I left. But one of the things that started to happen was when Bobby Diggs would come to town, he would say, I need to start teaching you and your leaders how to do the presentation, because in network marketing, typically what you're doing is you're having hotel meetings. Somebody is getting up and presenting, doing the presentation. And then you're having like home parties as well. And the only time we were having them was when Bobby Diggs was coming to town and he was doing all the presentations for a couple days. And so he started to teach me how to do the presentation. Now, I was terrible because I was terrified of being in front of the room. I did not believe in myself. I didn't like the way that I sounded. I didn't like anything about how I was and who I was or whatever. But I knew that what he was saying was that I'm not going to keep coming out here like this. You guys have got to, y'all have got to like start doing this on your own. And I remember him getting me up in my apartment for the first time, and I'm just trying. And I'm trying and I'm not very good and I try. Then he comes another time and he puts me in front of the room. It was like 5 or 6 people at my college, university. And then I presented. And then eventually I just started getting up and doing more and more presentations. And I remember this one presentation when he came to town. They were going to have me do the first half of the presentation and he was going to do the second half. And I did my first half of the presentation. Everybody is laughing, everybody's engaging, and all the things are happening. And then he gets up and does what he does. When it's all over, what he said, what happened there? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, you were amazing. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just did exactly what you do. I just would say every joke, everything that he would say, I just said exactly what he said. And he said, no, you were amazing. And he was just floored. And at that moment I realized, oh, I guess I did good or whatever, right? And so then that started to make me feel even more confident to get up and to do it again. So fast forward, I look at me today, and when you see me here on YouTube or you hear me on the podcast or you see me anywhere, all of that is coming because at 21 years old, I just made the choice to say yes. So you guys can't hear this on the podcast, see it on the podcast, but I'm pulling a picture out from behind me. And this picture here is of me when I was like 22 years old. I am on stage at a conference, the network marketing conference, speaking to like 12,000 people. And I speak for like 2 minutes. I say what I say. I walk off stage. I get a standing ovation. They push me back onto the stage. I'm crying my eyes out. And then people are going crazy over me for the next couple of years. And I am in shock. I am in awe. I don't know what happened. And what I can attribute it to is, okay, of course, God was on me and God was doing what he was doing. But more importantly, I had just made this decision that I didn't believe in myself. I didn't know who I was or who I could be, but that because Bobby Diggs was telling me that I could do good things, and then Malika Brown, and then Mike Humes, and then Darnell Self, that I started to say to myself, okay, maybe I can be great. To where fast forward today, I'm not in contact with any of them. I could still call them if I needed to, but I'm able to do this on my own and give myself a confidence boost when I need it. For example, when I was in high school, I had braces, had surgery on my gums. And so it helped me to have my teeth straight. Well, then a couple of years ago, I had a tooth removed. And so all of my teeth started to shift and move again. So then my teeth were crooked. So here I am with these crooked teeth at 30 something years old, showing up on camera. I'm not very confident. I don't like how everything is looking, but I'm realizing that I've got goals and I've got dreams, and I'm going to go after this. Like, I'm just going to go after this, and whatever's happening with my teeth is whatever's happening with my teeth. I can't control that, right? I'm used to being like 170 pounds. Right now I'm sitting at like 220, right? And I'm like, okay, I can let those 50 pounds keep me from showing up on camera, or I can just show up on camera at 220. I could easily, like, I remember when I had gone through divorce, I didn't want to show up on camera because I didn't want people to see that I wasn't wearing a ring. I didn't want to bring attention to myself. But I kept saying to myself, I can't let the fact that I'm divorced hold me back from where I'm trying to get to, right? But the way that all of that came about is because, first of all, I made a decision at 21 that I was going to grow. That I was going to go on a journey, no matter how painful it was, that I was going to go on a journey to grow so I could become whomever I could become. I didn't know who I could become, but I made a decision that I was going to go on a journey to try to become, but then I made a decision that I was going to try, and then I was going to keep on trying, that, I could fail, and I was going to fail, and I have failing in different areas of my life right now. And I was going to keep trying no matter what was going on, so that I could become, again, whoever I could become, or whatever it could look like to become, But as it pertains to you and having confidence, one of the first things that you have to do in order to have more confidence is you have to first recognize, where are you? Right? You have to go, where am I honestly with my confidence? So, for example, one thing you can do, maybe hard, is look in the mirror and ask yourself, how do you feel about what you see in the mirror? The whole thing. How do you feel about your hair, your eyes, your forehead, your skin, your nose, your mouth, your teeth? Right? How do you feel about your weight? How do you feel about your hair? How do you feel about your voice? And that's the thing you can look at in the mirror. And you really have to come to terms with, this is how I feel about how I look. Because listen, you are the one that's going to show up in whatever area of life it is, especially if it's on camera for business. You are the one that's going to have to show up. And you've got to come to terms with how you really feel about how you look. That's just look, right? Then I want you to ask yourself, how do I feel about myself as a whole? Right? Do I feel like I'm a good person? Do I feel like I'm likable, lovable? Do I feel good enough? Do I feel like I can accomplish great things, or I will accomplish great things, that I'm not good enough? What is it that you really, really, really feel? These are hard questions to ask yourself, because when you hear what you have to say, what you really feel, now you have to own up to what it is that you feel. Because here's the truth. You can't go to step 2 without first recognizing what's going on in step 1. Like, I had to recognize, oh, my skin was darker. Oh, my hair was this. Oh, my teeth was going on with this. Oh, I gained this amount of weight. Oh, I don't have a ring on my ring finger anymore. I am divorced. I had to come to terms with, my voice is the way that it is, and I talk real fast. I had to come to terms with it and go, okay, here is what this is. What am I going to do about what is? Am I going to do anything? Am I going to do nothing? What am I going to do? Because it was me versus me, right? And so when you look in the mirror, it is you versus you. Okay. It doesn't matter what anybody else says, because at the end of the day, it's you. Okay. So that's the first thing. Then once you recognize whatever you feel about yourself, if it's positive, you keep cheering on, you keep cheering yourself on in the areas where it's positive. Where the areas that it's negative, you have to ask yourself, why do you feel that way? Why do you feel that way? So when I said I don't like the sound of my voice, why do I feel that way? I was like, I don't know. I'm comparing what my voice is supposed to sound like or what I want it to be like, right? And then I had to go, well, what can I do about my voice? Nothing. I can't change anything about my voice. And that was not an easy thing. It was quite the journey, right? Me being on a podcast is a miracle on 34th Street because it causes my voice, right? And so I had to come to terms with that. I can't do anything about my voice. Then it was my teeth. I couldn't do anything about my teeth because I could not afford braces at the time. I could not afford braces at the time. So there was nothing I could do about my teeth. So I had to come to terms with that. This is how my teeth are going to look until I am able to get braces or Invisalign. Period. Okay. Here is my body. I am in the state where my body is where it is. And I'm like, what can you do about that? What can you do? You can have surgery, you can try to lose weight, or you can come to terms with this is how your body is, how it looks, the weight that you are on, and you can go on a journey of weight loss, right? But right now, this is how it looks, right? I remember there was one point where I was just like, all right, listen, I don't like the way that my stomach looks right now, my this, and this. And I'm like, so you know what? I need to get cute clothes, bigger clothes. Instead of me beat myself up about the clothes that's not fitting anymore, go and buy new clothes. Keep the old ones for whenever you lose weight, but go and buy new clothes so that you can love how you look in the clothes that you have. And I was like, okay, that's that. So then I had to come to terms with like, okay, if I am going to build an online business, then I've got to show up on camera. And I had to go, how do I feel about showing up on camera and then sharing me with the world? Petrified. I was afraid that my ex-husband would show up. The women he was unfaithful to me would show up. People would say I didn't know what was going to go on. I just felt like I just didn't like it. But then I just said, well, I got two choices. Be afraid that all these bad things are going to happen or move in the direction of what I wanted to go in. And then even though I'm scared. And so after some time, I just decided I'm just going to create videos and I'm just going to show up. And if anybody says anything, that just is what it is. Right. And fast forward, no one has ever said anything. You know, my ex-husband never showed up. The women never showed up. I've just been building my business and building my business and building my business. Right. And I had to just make these conscious decisions that I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel confident. But if I'm going to feel confident, I've got to move in a direction that I wanted to go in. Right. For example, I kept saying to myself, I'm not getting great sleep. What am I going to do? I got to make some changes. So I ended up getting this Oura ring that tracks my sleep. So I know what's going on with my sleep. I had to start making a decision to change like how cold it is in my house, you know, all the vitamins that I take, magnesium at night, all these different things. I had to make choices on how to get better sleep. Then it was with my health. How do I get better health? Okay, I need better vitamins. How do I get more energy? Add B, add D vitamins. You know, how do I help my brain, my mood and anxiety and all those things? Okay, take these natural methods that you're getting from your naturopathic doctor, take them all seriously, right? How do I handle the fact that I'm dealing with menopause? Okay, get on a hormone replacement therapy. Start adjusting your lifestyle to fit what your body wants, you know, or whatever. Stop drinking caffeine as much. Stop eating fast food as much. Drink more water. Right. So it was like, here was these life things that I want to have happen. And I had to just make choices. So when it comes to you with your confidence and me with our confidence, we're going to always deal with whatever we're dealing with, but we get an opportunity to go in the direction that we wanted to go in. For example, if you are someone and you're saying to yourself, I want to build an online business and I want to do it on social media, that means you're going to have to be courageous enough to create an account, courageous enough to create a business, courageous enough to start creating videos and actually posting them and engaging with people. All of that is scary because you could fail. People could hate you. People could not like you. Nobody could watch your videos. Nobody could buy your products and services. But the truth is, great things could happen. I remember when I was doing one of my very first videos and trying to sell a program that I was going to offer I was like, man, I don't know if anybody's gonna be interested. And I was on that live stream and I was so scared that nobody would buy. I was so scared of making the pitch. And I remember pitching that program and 2 people bought the program. I mean, you would have thought I made $1 million that night, because it was at that time that I realized, okay, even though I'm scared, people still believe in me. People still know that I can help them and they will invest with me. So then I went on a journey of getting back to selling the services and products that I had to offer and learning strategic ways to sell, right? And so my point in saying that is that all of us deal with self-esteem issues, confidence issues at some point in time in our lives. Things evolve and shake and all that type of stuff. But I guarantee you that those of you that choose to get up right now and start making choices that's going to help you become more confident, you're going to look back up in that 30, 60, 90 days, a year, and you're going to say, wow, look at how far I have come. Right? Like, I look at myself today and all these different areas of my life, and I'm like, wow, look at how far I have come. And it's just in so many different areas. Like, when I just talk to people and I'm like, for example, I was in the airport and it was around 2:00, and I would get on a plane and I would go 3 hours. And when I landed, I would go from the PST time zone to the CST time zone. So it'd be like 11:00 before I got home, and I would have missed lunch and dinner. So I said, okay, I've got to get some food to eat for this plane. Now, I could have gotten a lot of different types of foods, right? But because I'm on this journey of eating well for myself and weight loss and all that type of stuff, I said, okay, I see some crab sushi. I'll get that. And then I'll also get myself a Caesar salad, right? Because I knew that sushi wasn't going to be enough. Now, I could have gotten a whole lot of other things. I saw a soda. I wanted a soda, but I knew the soda wasn't going to help me as it pertains to having good sleep at night, because caffeine 6 hours before bed is bad. And so I was like, no, I'm just going to get water. So I got water and I got the sushi and I got the salad, and it was great. It was great. Right. Then when I was on the plane, they said, you want anything to drink? Normally when I'm on a plane, I like to get, what's that stuff called? It's not Sprite. It's ginger ale. I don't know, but I always get ginger ale on the plane. And I said, can I have water? But the normal me is always like, give me a soda, give me ginger ale. But I chose the water because I wanted to get good sleep that night when I got home. So I was making healthy, conscious choices. So if it's you and you are dealing with confidence issues, I need you to assess the root of the problem. But first asking yourself, what actually are you not confident about? Right? And then if you're someone and you actually need help, then listen, you got to go and get the help that you need. Now, if this is pertained to business and building an online business, I'm your girl. I would love to coach you, help you in all the things. You can reach out to me at my the link in the show notes and all that. But if it's like things that you can go to therapy for, go to therapy. I've been in therapy for 10 years. I can't wait to go back to therapy for some other issues I'm having. I cannot wait. Why? Because when I go to therapy, I can recognize the problem and I can get help, and I can get tools to take me on my journey, so that I am able to go in the direction that I wanted to go and to become all the best versions of myself. Okay. So I'm curious. Let me know how you have enjoyed today's podcast or the video podcast, because listen, if you're dealing with confidence issues, then I guarantee this was some type of boost, but I really want to know because I don't want you to out yourself on my YouTube channel or on Instagram, but I want you to tell me, what are some things you're going to do to help with your confidence? Because I don't want you just watching this just to watch it. I don't want you listening to this just to listen. I want to know, how can I help you to go to the next phase? What did you hear that's going to help you to go to the next phase? Because I am all about you as a whole person, a person that's going to make millions, but also a whole person that is healthy on the journey of all that. Okay. So let me know here on YouTube, or if you're listening to the podcast, come to Instagram. Let me know you listened to today's show and let me know what you enjoyed about it. And that way I can continue to coach you along. Okay. So thank you so much for listening and watching.